Good evening. Welcome. I am Kamau Kujichagulia. This is On the Case with Kamau Kujichagulia, where each week we like to talk with someone in our community to find out who they are, what they're doing, what their hopes and dreams are, what their plans are, and what systems they're using to get to from here to there. Tonight we're going to be introducing to you Brother Tracey Syphax, who is a hell of a man. He's from the block to the boardwalk. He has traveled that path, and we're going to talk to him about that. Hello, Tracey Jenkins. How are you? It's good to see you. That's one of the comments that came on. I wanted to. We're going to have a show about Democrats, Republicans, voting, because we're not getting anywhere, and we're going to have to discuss that, because I remember back the only time that I've ever known politicians to be responsive and reflective of our vote is when Dick LaRosa won the Senate for the New Jersey District Senate, and he was a Republican, and to stay in power, he actually created law that helps Black people specifically, and that is the only time that I've known politicians to be responsive to our voting. Democrats for years have gotten our votes, and they don't have to be responsive to us because they know they're going to get our vote again next time. So anyway, we're going to have a discussion about that one day. So maybe we can set that up, Michael. Oh, let me introduce Michael. Come on here, son. This is my son, Michael Harmon. He helps me do what we do here. There's a production crew behind all of this that helps us do what we do. We have Al Alatunje, and we have Sean Jenkins, and then Michael. So it's not just me running my mouth every week. We have people who do the real work. I just get to sit here and have a good time. Right, son?
Nice to be acknowledged. Hey. Doing the real work.
That's right. Okay. Anyway, without further ado, let me bring on Tracey Syphax. Tracey, how you doing, brother?
Brother Kamau, how are you, brother? It's good to see you again. Good to be on the show.
Mr. Syphax, how are you?
Brother Michael, how are you? And Sean and all Al and everyone. It's definitely great to be on the show. Definitely been following the show and watching the show, and so thank you guys for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yes, so why we have you on is because you are one of the leaders, one of the inspirers of this community. Why don't you give us a little background about who you are?
Yeah, sure. So Tracey Syphax, as you know, right here in Trenton, New Jersey. Lived here probably for over 50-something years. Actually born in Asbury Park, New Jersey. So when you said from the block to the boardwalk, I was like, oh wow, come out, take me back to my hometown. It's actually from the block to the boardroom, but we'll take the boardwalk because I am a shore baby.
Oh, I said boardwalk. I'm sorry.
Nah, no problem. Hey, listen, I am a shore baby at heart. I was born in Asbury Park, home of Bruce Springsteen and Danny DeVito and Wendy Williams and now Tracey Syphax. So don't feel bad about that because I love Asbury Park and I love the shore. But as you know, I call Trenton my home, and I love this town just as much. So, so that's who I am. Right now, 29-year serial entrepreneur. Basically, the story from the block to the boardroom is just that. It basically chronicles my life story of how I started up, grew up here in the city of Trenton. I think in the 80s, when you was talking about Kamau with Dick LaRosa, I think I was in the streets back then because I haven't heard that name in a long time. So back in the 80s, of course, when the crack epidemic hit the city of Trenton, myself got involved with drugs, selling drugs, using drugs. Ended up spending about 7 years in and out of prison until I finally made a change and a decision with myself and my God that I wasn't going back to jail. So fast forward, I mean, take it back to starting in 1993 when I came home from prison, and with that vow and with nothing in my hand but some hopes and dreams, I got lucked up and got a job as a roofer. You know, I can tell you nobody that I know aspires to be a roofer, but it was an opportunity that was offered to me, and I just took full advantage of it. I tell people all the time now, people that call me a roofer, I'm not a roofer, I'm a businessman. I took the roofing industry and used that to do everything that I'm able to do today. So I started out in 93, attended the Million Man March in October 1995. I remember what the brother Minister Farrakhan said. He said, those who don't have a job, your charge is to go back to your community and create one. And even though I was working at that time, I understood what that message meant. And I came back, and within 3 months, I started my first business. I started Capital City Contracting Company the end of 1995. And within 7 years, I grew that to zero to $1.8 million in 7 years, and then spin off and started amassing millions of dollars worth of real estate right here in the same city that I ran in. As you know, Brother Kamau, my office is located on Martin Luther King Boulevard, right here in Trenton, New Jersey. I've been there for the past 16 years, not going anywhere because that's where I call my home base office, the war room. So that's where I operate at. But, you know, I live right out West Trenton now, Kamau, as you know, right around the corner from your house. So right. I am a neighbor now, back here on Parkside Avenue, where I built my second home here in the city of Trenton. So just, you know, that life story of from the block to the boardroom, that 29 years since I came home from jail in 1993 has basically been me realizing something that I knew was all the time. When I was a drug dealer, I knew that I was a businessman. I grew up here on the 70s, Stuyvesant Avenue, when we had Marcus Hill and 4G Supermarket and Clay's Bar and Chubb's Candy Store and all those black business owners that I knew, that I seen growing up. I always had that image in my mind of what that looked like. I even worked at 4G Supermarket when I was young. I worked at Clay's Bar when I was young. So I got a firsthand look at a black entrepreneur on a daily basis. And even though I went the wrong route in the 1980s, I still knew deep down inside my heart that I was an entrepreneur. So, like I said, 29 years now. I've since retired from the roofing business, but you know, I still dabble in real estate. We flip houses, we rent houses here in the city of Trenton. We have a program. Actually, today was our last day. Also on another company that teaches entrepreneurship inside prisons and throughout the country. So that company there, actually, we graduate Monday. We graduate 32 inmates at Northern State Prison through our entrepreneurship program. So, you know, making history on Monday. That's the first time at the New Jersey Northern State Prison that program. Thank you, brother. And we're gonna start for the first time another program at the end of January at Nubian, the women's prison. We have 16 ladies who have signed up and said they want to learn the power of entrepreneurship and what that means. So just, you know, I've been blessed, brother. I've been blessed over the past, 3 decades to be able to come home from jail and do some of the things that I've been able to do. And yes, God has blessed me. So I am truly honored and humbled for him showing me favor, showing me that I can be that example, that from the block to the boardroom example that so many people need. Today was our last day of class, but today was an emotional day for me today. You know what I mean? I had 32 students that I've worked with over the past 8 weeks. And I told them when I went into the class, one of the greatest things that I've been able to do is to have the ability to teach on fertile ground, to teach on ground where concrete and steel, and out of that concrete and steel, a rose, a sprout, a success story can definitely spring up. How do I know? Because I was one of them. So great opportunity to do that. Looking forward to doing many more here in New Jersey and throughout the country. So, that's my story. We got another exciting thing coming up next week. We can't announce it yet, but we got an exciting thing coming up.
Whoa, we mean you can't announce it?
We can't announce it yet because Monday I'm letting other folks do what they need to do because they're going to do their press release. So we'll let them do what they're going to do. And then after that, we're going to announce it. But it's a major move, multi-million-dollar move over in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And we'll definitely share that next week. So that's it, brother. That is the story of Tracey Syphax. And
I just want to ask you one question here. Number
Yes,
one, this is your book. I want
That is the
everybody to understand that this book, this is from the block to the boardroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now that this tells your story.
Yes,
right?
sir.
It tells you a story and also gives you a plan on how to build a business, how to build yourself up into building a business. Okay. So I want everybody to, Amazon, you go on it, right?
Oh yeah, it's on Amazon. I tell people don't buy it off Amazon though. I love it.
Okay.
We love Amazon.
Where should they buy it?
Amazon, like they wrote the book.
Okay.
I ask people to go to my website at www.tracysyphax.com and they can order the book off my website. I can sign it personally. Amazon is not going to sign it. I can sign it personally and send it to you from 667 Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Okay. So that's www.tracysyphax.com, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
get
sir.
his book, because it tells his life, tells a little of his life story, and it also gives a plan on how to build, how not just to build a business, but how to build yourself up. Because this man you've been through it, you know what that street life is like, and you also know what being a CEO is like, right? And you know what millions of dollars is like. I mean, that's a big thing there, brother. That's a big thing. Okay. I want to say hi to Michael Colvin. Hello, Mike. How you doing? Now hold on. A couple things I need to go back and ask you about. Asbury Park I'm not going to ask you, I'm going to tell you. That after Trenton, that's my favorite. That was my favorite city. Okay. Asbury Park. I used to love it. What is this? Is it Spring Hill Road or something like that?
Springwood.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was a young man in Trenton High School, me and another brother, we went down and he had in his honor, somebody had a house there, and we stayed there for a couple of weeks. So that was a great time. Now tell me about this name. Where Syphax come from? Now, that's not a common name, brother.
Nah, that's another story. That's another story. That's a whole nother show there, brother. You get an opportunity. I ask people to Google Syphax family history, and you'll get to learn everything about the Syphax family. My family is actually descendants of George and Martha Washington. So if you look at the history of the Syphaxes, we actually worked the Arlington Cemetery, which is now Arlington House. We actually ran that house at Arlington House back in the day. Land was left to my great-great-grandmother that was stolen and taken from her and then given back by act of Congress. So that's a long history, a long story of the Syphax family. Very huge in education and in real estate and construction in the Washington, D.C. and Virginia area. So yeah, a long, rich history.
Okay, well, we'll have to bring you back and you have to tell us all about that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you get an opportunity right now, ask people to sign a petition. We have a petition on right now to actually change the name from Robert Lee Memorial Arlington House to strictly Arlington House, to drop the Robert Lee name. So we've been working with the congressmen from Virginia and some of our folks from New Jersey to get that name changed. So if people get an opportunity, you can go online, sign the petition to drop the Robert Lee name from the Arlington House.
Is that at the Tracey Syphax website?
Yes, you can go to you can just Google Syphax history and all that information is right there.
Okay. Another question. Now, I know are you in the house on Parkside now?
Oh yeah, we are in the house.
This is it, huh?
This is it, brother. This is it. We're excited to get in here. This definitely was a labor of love to have the opportunity to build this house. Was a great experience, but the challenge was we got caught in the pandemic. So it was a crazy time. But yeah, we got through it. We in here now. As you know, I remarried a couple of years ago here with my beautiful wife, Cherie, who is a powerhouse within herself.
What's her name? What's her name?
Cherie.
Cherie. Okay.
Yep. Cheri. Who's definitely a powerhouse within herself. So we built this beautiful home. We're looking forward to doing some amazing things in the coming year, 2023. She has a book coming out in February called The Second Act that basically details her life story, which is an amazing story that I believe that can help so many women across this country, especially our Black sisters, who really believe when you get to a certain age that you can't find the right man or the right brothers not out there, and our Black sisters who believe that nonsense that good Black men are not out here. She looks to demystify that notion and talk about it in her book, Second Act.
Okay, we're going to have to get her on the show then, aren't we? But now, from what I know, you built the one on Bellevue and this one on Parkside. Have there been any other new houses constructed in Trenton during all that time? I mean, single family, private homes?
Actually, a modern home just like this is built up on Calwater Terrace, across the street from the park up there. Dan Brennan, the real estate developer, built a modern house just like this over there. So it is one more that was built a couple of years. He built his. Matter of fact, I think he moved in his right before I broke ground here. So he's probably been up there probably 3 or 4 years. But as far as private developers like myself, private citizens that have actually built single family homes, that's far and few in between here in Trenton.
I know. Now I know you love Trenton, and I know there's a brother that you love, John Harmon.
Absolutely.
What has John done for you? John Harmon, go. You tell the story. Don't let me.
Well, you know, a whole chapter of my book is dedicated to John Harmon. You know, I tell people all the time that, you know, there's no from the block to the boardroom story unless someone gets me in the boardroom. I'm a former drug dealer, former crack addict, former heroin addict. Unless somebody gets me in the boardroom and teaches me and show me how to show up, how to dress, how to speak up, how to respond, how to say that my word is bond, and things that I say I'm going to do. I had to have somebody teach me that. And John Harmon, he was that guy. He was that guy for a good 20 years. Someone who had mentioned me and showed me, but it was a give and take situation also. You know, John, you know, as you know, ran for mayor twice here in the city of Trenton. You know, I supported both times that he ran for mayor. He built not one chamber, but 2 chambers. Now with the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey, I mean, he took that from 0. I think he's up to about 2 million now. About 18 employees over there, representing the 80,000 Black-owned businesses here in the state of New Jersey. You know, this man right here had an opportunity twice to be the CEO of this city. John Harmon broke the record as the top CEO of person of color in New Jersey 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row. He would have been mayor of this city doing the same thing. So yes, I supported him when he ran. I believe he was really the change and the break that we needed. You talked a little bit about the apathy in the city is at an all-time high. The apathy in the city, folks are just not coming out to vote. They don't believe they have anything to vote for. So we definitely have to change that, Brother Kamau. And I supported John because I thought that he was that change. The same thing with Jim Golden. Jim Golden ran, I think it was 2014. I supported Jim Golden, former director, because I believe in these guys. I get out there and support people that I believe in. And I believe these were the change agents that we need here in the city of Trenton. I think time has proven, because we haven't went anywhere, that might have been true.
Now I know you work a lot with returning citizens coming out of the prisons. How about veterans? Do you work with them at all?
I don't work with them per se. My partner does. My partner, CJ Meaning at XP Startup Labs, has been my partner. What we do when we teach entrepreneurship is actually a joint partnership between From the Block to the Boardroom and XP Startup Labs. We create the program called Reentry Ventures, and that program there, and Street Startups. So Reentry Ventures is taught in the prison. Street Startups is taught on the outside. So your question about veterans, CJ has a program that's specifically set up to teach veterans entrepreneurship and how to get started in entrepreneurship. He has a program for school teachers. He has an entrepreneurship program for gamers. So he is what I call CJ is who I call the entrepreneur guru. the academics of entrepreneurship is something that he teaches, and he has taught me. I'm a street guy. Everything that I learned about product, networking, marketing, advertising, I learned that from the street. He is an academic professor. He graduated from Babson University, the top business school in the country. He's taught at all the top university in the country. So that's my partner. And so, yeah, he's actually created an entrepreneurship program that's specifically geared towards veterans.
And Mr. Syphax.
Yes, sir, Mike.
What other projects do you have going on currently in the city of Trenton?
Currently, I have a project going on down in Malton, New Jersey. Right now, because I'm retired, I'm not doing any projects right now in the city of Trenton. I've basically been spending the last year working for a nonprofit here in the city of Trenton called Salvation and Social Justice. So when I retired last year, I went to work for that organization, spending time helping them set up their Trenton Restorative Street team. So no projects at all going here on the city of Trenton, working with that nonprofit, but also at the same time, working on this multi-million-dollar deal in Philadelphia that we'll talk about next week.
That's how you retired. You work on multi-million-dollar projects, huh?
Yeah. One thing about it, Kamau, is that you have to be able to change the game. Yeah, I mean, I'm 60 years old. I ain't climbing up on no more roofs. So I have to do other things besides getting up on somebody's roof or doing a project. And that was the reason I retired from the construction business, because my time spent with clients and customers, it just wasn't feasible for me to continue to do that part of business. So as far as flipping houses, I can flip houses with my eyes closed. I've done that for 25 years. So there's a project we got going on down in Malton, New Jersey, $400,000 project that we renovated that house, and we're going to put that on the market probably one day next week. But I go down, I get projects like that. I put a lockbox on the door. I have great subcontractors that work for me, and to that point, we're going to release probably the first of this year. I got to sit down and just get it together. I vowed when we built this house on Parkside that we would use 80 to 90% local and minority contractors. And we did that. So we'll release those names, we'll release those numbers sometime early January. But we are super excited to be able to have built this project here in the city of Trenton using majority local and minority contractors. So it was just an example of the things that I know that we can do, things that I've done as a developer and as a general contractor here in the city. For close to 29 years, I recognize that a lot of talent when it comes to residential construction, we have it right here in the city of Trenton. It just has to be utilized.
Okay. Now I noticed in your book that back in the past, you were concerned about the leadership not utilizing Trenton Black businesses. Has that changed any in the past 10, 15 years? Well,
that's an ongoing fight. It has definitely gotten better, but we can always do better, and we have to do better. We have to be able to use the talent that we have here and use it where they thrive at. I said it all along, in the residential construction field, we thrive here in the city of Trenton. Commercial and industrial, that's a whole nother beast. And far too often we come down here with these rocket scientist projects and then say, okay, let me go find a contractor here in Trenton that can build this rocket. And then when we say we can't find them, we get upset that person is not there. And that's just a game that we play. And I say it all the time. In order to build something, you have to start at a certain level and you have to build capacity to get there. So over the past 2 or 3 decades here in the city of Trenton, we should have been building that capacity. We should have been taking smaller contractors and creating larger contractors. And that's the way you build capacity.
Have we?
Yeah, we have not done that.
We have not done that. Okay.
We have not done that. And I'll be the first to tell you that. Something that, as you know, Kamau, back when they built Miller Homes, we sued HUD behind Miller Homes because there wasn't enough Black contractors on that project. So it's something that, I've definitely fought for here in the city of Trenton for a number of years, something that we continue to fight for. But yeah, we wanted to be able to display and show that that talent is here. So we committed to doing that here on Parkside Avenue.
Okay, something that is very near to my heart, and I presume near to your heart too, is prostate cancer. Okay.
Mm.
You had it in your book that you were shocked by that. I've been shocked by that. What can you say to these not so young men, but these men coming into their 50s about getting out there and getting tested?
No, that's good stuff, Kamau. You know, we have to, as Black men, take care of ourselves. And not at 50, we need to be starting this at 40 to make sure that we're getting tested for prostate cancer, all cancer. You know, there are a lot of diseases out there that are killing us for numerous reasons. You know, I talk about, you know, ACEs, adverse childhood experiences, things that we go through as young men and young women in the Black community that leads to diabetes, high anxiety, depression, and all those other things that we suffer from at an older age. So being able to talk to our brothers about getting checked, about going to the doctor, because see, now I go to doctors every year. I actually got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I was just telling my wife that I got to make sure I don't eat or drink anything tonight because I got to do some blood work first thing in the morning. So, you know, I urge all my brothers to, on a regular basis, get yourself checked out. Make sure that your health is right, because I can't do anything that I'm able to do if my health is not right. So that is the number one priority.
Okay. And I tell my son and other young men is, you know, you talk about once going to the doctor. I have about every type of doctor in the world right now. I go to doctor 2 or 3 times a month. So one of them or another, and it's critical. Like what you say, you can't do anything if your health isn't right.
Right.
Okay. So you know that's something that's very, very important. I wanted to bring that out so that brothers can hear that it's okay to take care of yourself.
Absolutely. No, that's a great point.
Okay. I know we have, let me see, we have a comment from Dana K. Harmon. You know, Harmon, when people talk about John Harmon, my name used to be Harmon. Okay, so you get these Harmons running through here. She's let me get this right. Sociologist? No, that ain't what it is. Social worker. I think that's what. I don't know. She's gonna kill me for that. Dr. Harmon is what she is, and she's interested. And she was interested in this Salvation and Social Justice organization that you were talking about. What is that about?
Salvation and Social Justice is a nonprofit organization rooted in Black liberation. We just opened up our headquarters here in Trenton this year, actually. The beginning of this year. So we are located at the old Catholic school on Pendleton Avenue as part of Greater Mount Zion AME Church. So we're located over there under the leadership of a great leader, a man that I will follow the war with, the Reverend Charles Boyer, who now taken over as pastor of the Greater Mount Zion Church. So Salvation and Social Justice is that nonprofit here in the city of Trenton. It's Black led. We believe in Black liberation, so it's a great honor to be able to have work for that organization right now, creating their Trenton Restorative Street Team. And the Trenton Restorative Street Team is modeled after the same model that they have in North New Jersey, where they have the street team that have reduced crime up there, that has reduced shootings up there. And it's all about bringing formerly impacted individuals, those from impacted communities, to work in the streets, to go out into the street and stop the next shooting, to stop violence, to stop altercations from leading to murder and leading to violence by getting in the community and talking to our folks. There are no better folks to talk to people that have those problems than people that had those problems. You know, those that are closest to the problem are closest to the solution, but further from the resources and power. So we're not asking the folks that we have on our street team to volunteer in service. We're saying, no, we're going to pay you. We're going to pay you to go back into the street. We're going to provide you with a salary. We're going to send you back into the street, and we need you to go out there and stop the next shooting. And that's what our team's been doing. We've been on the ground. We started training in April. We hit the ground sometime in June, and we've been out here ever since, just going out walking these corners, having conversations with community partners. We'll be honoring some mothers this Saturday. It's a group called Changing the Cycle. And, you know, some mothers that have lost loved ones through gun violence. So we're going to get together with them this Saturday. We're going to have a brunch with them and just love on them and talk about how do we come together. Because see, Trenton's not Newark. You know, Trenton is 7.5 square miles. It's a little town. This little town that knows every single body. So when a shooting or something happens, some kind of way, it connects to our team, to our 6-member team, because we know people in the neighborhood. And that's how you reduce crime. It's the same circle as that public circle. I mean, that public safety circle. You have the police, you have EMT, you have fire, you have all those things that encompass public safety. We're saying that formerly impacted individuals can now be a part of that circle. And they can also be treated as such in that circle because we are trained professionals. We are trained professionals with SOPs we're operating under, protocol we're operating under, certain structure of the outreach workers to the high-risk interventionist workers, to my position as the program coordinator. So we have structure, we have protocol, we have SOPs. We are trained professionals, violent interventionists that go out into our community and reduce violence in our community. Not saying that for the first time over a couple of years here in Trenton, we've reduced murders, because every single murder that happens in Trenton, we have to be able to stop. But it is definitely not 40 murders this year. And next year, we plan on getting in the street even more. We plan on hiring more people, bringing more people on board, and being a part of reducing violence here in the city of Trenton. So that's Salvation and Social Justice. And like I said, I've been honored. I actually served on the board, working with Reverend Boyer for 3 years before I took the position as program coordinator to help him set up the Trenton Street Team. And let me just give you a little background on Salvation and Social Justice, some of the things that they've done here in the community. When we talk about the 85,000 formerly incarcerated people here in the state of New Jersey that now have the right to vote, that was Salvation and Social Justice work. When we talk about the 3,000 inmates that were released from prison during COVID, folks that were getting home, were going home anyway. Folks think we are letting people out of prison. People that were going home anyway with 6 months to a year left on their sentence was released from prison. The largest decarceration held in the state of New Jersey to get our brothers and sisters who were caught in a death trap. New Jersey had the highest deaths when it comes to prisoners in the whole country, right here in New Jersey. And we were able to get some of our brothers and sisters relief. So those are the things. Cannabis, 70% tax that we will get from the cannabis industry was fought hard for by Salvation and Social Justice. So, you know, once again, it's a Black-led organization that believes in Black liberation. And it's an honor for me to be able to work with those folks, Reverend Boyer and Sister Boyer, and the whole Trenton Restorative Street Team, because they definitely have a heart for this work, and they definitely are going to make a difference in the city. You know, we have a lot of nonprofits in the city, Brother Kamau. I know you know this. Oh, yeah. We have a lot of nonprofits in the city, a lot of them that ain't doing jack here in the city. And we have now a Black-led organization that we believe that's gonna take the place of some of these organizations that are not out here doing the work.
Okay, Tracy, quick question.
Yes, sir, Mike.
From one of our viewers, Dana Harmon, is looking at how the child welfare system affects Black families a focus of your organization?
The welfare system, and I just want to be clear, I work for the organization. I am not the organization. I work for Salvation and Social Justice. But what I can tell you, I don't know specifically the work that they're doing in that area, but what I can say, Dr. Harmon, is that around Black maternity health, Salvation and Social Justice is looking at opening up a whole clinic over there on Pennington Avenue that will address Black maternity health here in the city of Trenton. As you know, Brother Kamau, we haven't had a Black child born in the city of Trenton since the hospital closed. And so some of those things that affect our city, and now we have St. Francis Hospital talking about closing. Those things that affect our city around Black maternity health, I know we have taken up an initiative in that space and are working diligently in that space.
Well, that's one of at the beginning of the show. That is one of the things I was alluding to. That the people that we have put in office, the Democrats, have allowed 2 out of our 3 hospitals to close. And we as voters, we've got to do better. We've got to
Please.
demand that we get something in return for our votes. And as long as they know we're going to vote for them anyway, they have no reason to give in return. Brother, I am over my time. It's been great. I love what you've done. I love what you're doing. I want you to keep doing it. I know you will, So, and I appreciate you coming on to our show and sharing with the community that we serve.
I appreciate you having me, brother. Thanks, Mike. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, Tracy.
Thank you, Mr. Syphax, for coming on the show, man.
Thank you,
appreciate you.
Thank you. You guys have a good one. All right. Peace.
Okay. Oh man, that was enlightening and uplifting. Tracy, I've known Tracy, known of Tracy for, I don't know, 30 years. It's been, I don't know. I remember when he opened up on the Boulevard, and he's been, from what I know, he's been doing great work ever since. He used to be in his roofing clothes, and he went from those clothes to these beautifully cut suits. I said, whoa, So it's been good watching the brother grow.
From the block to the boardroom.
That's right. From the boardwalk too. I used to love Asbury Park. Son, next week we are going to have
Dawn
Washington.
Oh,
okay. You don't know who Dawn is. Well, maybe you don't know who Dawn is. We'll introduce Dr. Jack Washington's daughter. Now we're going to have Dr. Dawn Washington coming in here, and we're going to talk about her dad, the things that he did, the books that he wrote, and the respect that we have for his life. And then we're also going to talk about her life, because she's going through she built herself up from on his shoulder, off of his shoulders. You know what I mean? So we're going to talk to Dawn next week, and it should be a very, very interesting conversation. I want to thank all our guests. I know some of you looking at on Facebook. Please go to YouTube, become a subscriber, and hit that like button, on YouTube. Because the more subscribers we get, maybe one day we'll even start getting some funds from YouTube. What's that, son?
Share. Everybody share on social media. Let everybody know about On the Case with Kamau Kujichagulia and his co-host.
Yeah, that's what I like. And if you wanted us to interview somebody, send us a text, send us an email, let us know.
If you want to be interviewed.
There you go. Because all of us have stories, all of us. So we want to include everybody in this city. Okay? Everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody has a story. Okay?
I met this guy down Octane 609, the new dispensary on West State and Warren.
What kind of dispensary?
The dispensary, the new kind of dispensary. Marijuana kind. Cannabis. Sorry to see that. Cannabis.
Where is it?
All right. Cannabis.
Where is it?
And I met him, and he has a lot of ideals, and he could possibly come on the show.
Possibly, definitely. Where is this?
Or at the corner of West State and Warren.
Okay. Oh yeah, right downtown.
Right across. Yep.
All right. And okay, we're also going to have later on in the month, we're going to have Marcus Eady, who is a businessman out there in Lawrence Township. He has a gym facility, nonstop.
Nonstop.
And the brother is doing great work. I mean, they got a
Great.
huge gym out there. You would think it was a white person's gym, man. It's outstanding. I love it, you know. So that's what's coming to you as we end up this year. Next week is what, the 22nd, a couple days before Christmas. Then the 29th is right before the New Year. We might even come on with a New Year's show. Who knows, you know? But anyway, we want to thank all of y'all. Okay,
That would be cool.
all of y'all for supporting us. Like Michael says, push that share button so that, you know, we can expand, we get bigger and bigger and bigger, and that Trenton, you know, the city of the big T is what I got to say. Also, what I say is we're the center of it all. Okay, Trenton. All right. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next week, next Thursday at 8 o'clock with Dr. Dawn Washington. Thank you very much. Good night.
Have a good night, Trent.